Hello friends, I'm Brian, and this is Gizmo Board Games. It's the beginning of another month, so it's time for my look back at what I did last month, February of 2024. Last month wasn't a bad month. I got a little bit more done than in January, even though it was a shorter month. All said, I put out 6 videos. So those 6 videos, if you didn't catch them when they came out, they're still on my page. You can go check them out now if you're interested. First, I did the look back at what I played in January. And then I followed that up with my favorite components from Tapestry. It's just that short little My Favorite Component series that I talk about one component that I enjoy from a game for just a few minutes and then move on. Quick, easy, simple, nothing to it. I did Tapestry this past month. The bulk of the month, though, is made up of my top 50 games of all time. This is the second time I've done that, and there are quite a few new games and some old favorites as well. And that made up 3 videos, 50 to 31, 30 to 11, and then my top 10 just recently got posted. So check those out, especially if you're into that type of thing. And also, I put out a review of Distilled. This was a full review. I'd done a quick hot take right when I first got the game a year or two ago. And now I went a little more in depth on how to play and my full thoughts in the Gizmo format. So check out that video. Now let's get into what I played in February of 2024. Starting off, I played 20 different unique games, a total of 29 plays in the month. So a couple repeats in there, but a lot of just variety in the game. And then you saw from the thumbnail or from the title of the video, of course, I played 5 new to me games, and we're going to go ahead and count those down right now. Starting with number 5, this is a button shy game. Those are those 18 card wallet sized games, pocket games you can take anywhere. The first, I actually have 2 of those on this list. The first one is a solo-only game. It is the Royal Limited. It is a game where you're basically organizing a hand of cards down as either trains or guests on those train cars, meeting the certain requirements, car color and value, and then as you play a guest into the car, it's going to trigger some action you have to take at that point. So it's just a bit of management of cards. Again, multi-use cards, Button Shy are great at those, just multi-use cards. I really kind of like this one. Good little puzzle. Nothing super exciting. It is a Scott Alms game. If you're a fan of the Scott Alms, I think it's Scott Alms solo games. He makes a lot of these style of solo games, a lot of them for Button Shy. He's got a few big ones. I can't think of them offhand, but good game designer. This was another one of those games that I could pull out, play real quick, move on. And that's kind of what I did a few times this month with the Royal Limited. A good game, good thinker, hand management, and management of what you're doing on the tableau in front of you to try to meet the goal. The number 4 game from February that I liked is Pizza Yum Yum. Another Button Shy game. This is a 2-player game, and I played it with my daughter, and we had a good time. In this game, you're playing out a pizza, a yum and a yum, and then a pizza and a pizza. Let me explain. Again, Button Shy, 18 cards, small, not even box, wallet games that you can shove in your pocket and take anywhere. And in this one, the dual-use cards are a slice of pizza and 2 menu items. So you're going to have your hand of cards, I think 6 each. Yeah, 6 each. In the first card you're going to play, you're both going to play one face down in front of themselves. Flip it over, and that's going to be the first quarter of your pizza. And then the second card you play, you're going to play it into your opponent's pizza. Or not your opponent, you're working together. So I don't mean opponent, your partner's pizza. So you're going to lay your piece out of your hand down in front of them. Of course, you're going to be face down until both people reveal, so you don't cheat the system a little bit. But you're going to play another quarter, but this time of your partner's pizza across the table or next to you, wherever you're set up. We're across the table. And then you're going to play Yum Yum. So the first Yum is those menu. Like I said, each card's got 2 menu items, 2 ingredients that you're going to try to score for. So the first Yum is going to go down in front of you as a menu item or as a goal or whatever you want to call it. 2 specific ingredients. It could be the same ingredient twice that you're hoping to count in your pizza. Then the second yum, again, you're going to go across the table or next to you or whatever the case is. You're going to go across the table or next to you or whatever the case is. You're going to flip-flop another menu item. So now you're going to have half of a pizza and 4 items. They might be the same item, who knows, of toppings that should be on those pizzas. And then you're going to pizza again down in front of you to make 3/4 of a pizza. And the last action you're going to do is in front of your partner to complete all the pizzas. Then you're just going to score which ingredients are you trying to get on your pizzas and how many of them are there. So if I'm trying to get, say, pepperoni is on my menu twice, every time I have a pepperoni in my pizza, we get 2 points. You're going to score a final score of whoever scores the lowest from those 2 pizzas. So you want to make both pizzas score as good as possible. You're going to do that 3 times. You're going to add up your lowest scores from each of the 3 rounds to determine your final score and see how you did. So it's kind of a beat your own score cooperative game. But me and my daughter really enjoyed it. It's got a neat little theme, pizza, pizza, yum, yum. Played real quick, easy, no problem. We really enjoyed that one. Nice game that we can take anywhere and play when nobody else in the family wants to. I could see us just having this basically in my car for forever. Well, maybe not forever, but you know what I mean. Right there, handy for us to grab whenever we want to, wherever we're at. All right, number 3 new to me game from February is Point City. I did like Point Salad quite a bit, and this is Point Salad Plus. It's and that plus is almost Splendor-esque. So you're playing out from a tableau on your turn. You're going to draft 2 cards that have to be next to each other, and you have to be able to fulfill them. The cards come in 2 sides. One side of those is going to be a resource of some sort, and the other side is going to be some form of building for a city. You're building up a point city in this case. So if you draft a city, you have to be able to build it immediately with the materials you have on hand. And those materials also could be generated from prior built cities. So that's where the little Splendor aspect comes in. If you played Splendor, the more gems you get out, the more you're going to have access to that colored gem. So each turn, you're just going to draft 2 cards next to each other, as long as you can afford to pay them both. And you can't pay for 2 buildings using the same resources in a round. So if I have 2 lightning strikes and there are 2 buildings next to each other, they each cost 2 lightning strikes. I could only pay those 2 lightning strikes for one, and then I couldn't purchase the other one unless I had, 4 lightning strikes, as an example. But that's it. You're just going to take those cards that you draft and put them into your city, either use as a resource or because you've built it and it's worth points, or it generates resources, or both. And you're just going to keep doing that until basically the deck runs out. And then you're going to count up scores based on, points of cities, points of civic cards, because you can pick up civic tokens when you pick up a civic building, and those are going to generate you in-game scoring points based on how well your tableau is built to meet that requirement. And just simple things like that. It's Point Salad Plus, and I like that because I liked Point Salad, but I felt like it's one and then forget about it type of game for a little bit. Come back to it every once in a while for a quick filler Point Salad type game. It's not something I was looking to pull out a lot, I guess is what I'm saying. Point City, I could see myself pulling out more often just because it's got the nice little catch of the Point Salad system and the Splendor system married into one. Pretty fun, quick, easy playing game. I did really like Point City, and that's another game, again, that I could, it's not a big box, take anywhere, I could pull out pretty much whenever and have a fun time. All right, my number 2 favorite new to me game from February of 2024 is right behind me. It's Shipwrights Redux, or Shipwrights of the North Sea Redux. A Garfield game. It's another tableau building, resource management, hand usage game, because at each round you're going to draft cards in your hand, I think 5 or maybe 6, and then those cards again are going to be able to be used in multiple ways. You can discard them right away for resources, or they might generate you more cards or whatever, or you can build buildings if they're building cards and have those to place workers, because there are some workers that you can place in this game too, worker placement. You can set them aside to build in the future if they're a ship, especially because that's what you're trying to do in the end. You're trying to build ships. It's shipwrights. So you want to get some ships, and you're going to have to put them in the, the bay? I'm terrible at this right now. But yeah, you're going to put them down so that way you can build them in the future. And if you have all the resources you need, you can build them. One of the resources you need is going to be a worker of a certain type, or 2 types, or 3 types, depending on the ship. And those workers can be attached to buildings. If you've got buildings already in play, you can attach one worker to each building and have them forever. Or again, you can lay them out in the shipyard. That's the word I was looking for earlier. And then use them at that time, discarding them out, but they've done their job at helping you build that ship that was also in the shipyard. You do that for what, 4-ish rounds? I don't remember offhand. I played this at the beginning of the month. Haven't played it in a couple weeks. Don't quite recall, but there's 3, 4, maybe 5 rounds of doing this. But every round, you have to play every card you've started with in that round, whether it's for resources or going out, or you're laying it, in the shipyard for future use, hopefully. Because if you can't build it by the end of the game, it's just been sitting there wasting space, wasting time, and wasting a potential resource you could have used otherwise. It's a fun game. It's got a couple tracks you can level up, and you can get assistance from those tracks. If you're the best in each track, you have an assistant for the round. Things like that. A lot of crunchy, yummy, easy to play, easy to figure out Garfield game. I did really enjoy this one. Playing it just solo for now. I've got a buddy, I think, who would really enjoy playing this game as well. So I'd love to bring it out and play it with him here next time we get together, probably. But anyway, Shipwrights Redux, because they had the original Shipwrights way back when their company first started. This is the Redux, where they kind of made a new game based on the old game and cleaned things up a bit. I haven't played the original, so I can't talk much on it. But I did enjoy this one quite a bit. It's a good puzzle game. Played pretty quick solo. I imagine it doesn't take much longer multiplayer because, simultaneous action for the most part in the game. Lots of fun. Shipwrights Redux. But not quite as much fun as I had playing the #1 new to me game from February 2024. That game is SkyTeam, a game that I've heard so much about since it first got announced. I've been enthralled by this game. It's a 2-player cooperative game where you're acting as a pilot and a co-pilot just trying to safely land a plane in XYZ city. And there's various levels of cities, and each city can be flipped over and have a harder or easier version of that city. You got time constraints to meet. You've got glide slopes to meet. You got to get your flaps in line. And it's a lot of... I just really enjoyed this one. It's all dice placement. You're going to roll your 4 dice. And basically 2 of them from each person have to go in a certain spot to keep the plane level and to keep the plane engines running, basically. So those are kind of the required spots. And then you've got 2 free dice that you can use to do various things, because you've got to talk to the air traffic controllers to get other planes out of the way before you can land, because if your planes are in the way of you, you can't land safely. You're going to crash. So you got to use dice to clear them out through talking with the air traffic controllers. You've got to get all your landing gear down. You've got to get all your flaps into the right settings to slow the plane down. It really, I'm not a pilot. I do really like aviation. I don't know if I mentioned this on the site. I would love to learn how to fly, except I don't like heights, and I can't really afford the lessons and everything like that. But I think that would be a neat hobby, and I've always been interested in the aviation field and watching those type of videos from time to time as well. And so this game gave me that feel of flying and landing a plane in a quick... I think each game took us 20-ish minutes maybe to play through. Just a lot of juicy goodness in SkyTeam, a game I heard about way back in August, September of last year and had been anticipating. I thought it had a solo mode and was surprised to find it does not. There might be a version online. I haven't looked that deep into it yet. But as of right now, I just played it with my buddy. We got together. We played it, I think, 3 or 4 times of the 29 plays. And every one of them super enjoyable. SkyTeam, such a great cooperative game for 2 players. Not usually my player count if you follow the channel, but so nice to get this on the table. Super enjoyable. I loved playing SkyTeam, and I look forward to playing it again. And I look forward to another month of games coming up in March. We're at March. We're March 1st right now, I believe. So, yep. We'll see what happens in March. I hope you come back. Subscribe below if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. I kind of did that backwards. I thumbs up the subscribe. You know what I mean. Comment below what you played in February, what you think I would enjoy based on these 5 games that I enjoyed. And I did enjoy all 5. Just because one of them was number 5 doesn't mean it was not a good game. I enjoyed all 5 of these games. Hopefully I can get more than 5 to the table one of these months, my time is a lot tighter than it used to be, and it's just harder to get my hands on new stuff these days. But that doesn't mean I'm not trying, and I look forward to seeing you back for the next video. Bye.